Rev up your engines! Okay, it's pouring rain today, so I'm inside my grandson's garage. Today we're talking about a 3-year-old Toyota Camry TRD. We walk around, you can't argue that they're nice looking cars from the front, the side. But what does TRD really mean? Coincidentally, the owner of this car has a Toyota Corolla GR, and he says that is a race car. That souped up little 3-cylinder engine. He wished it was a little bit lower for more racing, but he says that's a race car. Now this isn't really a race car. What it is a Toyota Camry that's got quite a bit of stiffer suspension setup, a little bit better brakes. Because when you look under the hood, it's got the same dynamic force V6 engine that the regular Camry has. Both this and the regular Camry put out 301 horsepower. Nice horsepower of the V6 engine, but it's not a race car, right? And as we look inside, it's got an 8-speed automatic transmission that can either be driven totally automatic, or you can mess with these paddle shifters if you want. Come, because you got your hand on the steering wheel. The paddles are hidden behind the steering wheel. It's a natural fit. It's real easy to shift them. But you can also get a Camry SE back in 21, and it had paddle shifters too if you want. But the TRD has a bigger catback exhaust. Also has bigger brakes. You can see there they are. Front and back are bigger. There's the back ones. Cool spoiler. And you get a much stiffer suspension. And of course you get a cool TRD interior. Look at the back here, nice red, nice stripings. I mean, it's set up nice, it looks nice, right? But as the owner of this car says, he's had it for 3 years now, it's not a race car. Better handling, cooler looking Toyota Camry. Now, Toyota only produces like 6,000 of them a year, and they sell them all. Now that it's 2024, the 2024 is going to be the last year of these things with V6 engines. So if you really want to get one, my advice is do it sooner than later, because you're going to find when they don't make them anymore, the price is going to start going up. Now you might think, why did Toyota build a Camry TRD and they only make 6,000 units a year? Because they can. They were tired of people saying, oh, the Camrys are boring, blah, blah, blah. This is not a boring car. It's a very fun car to drive around. But that said, them only building 6,000 a year is probably a smart move. Because my wife, for example, hated the TRD when I took her for a ride. It's too stiff, she said. You feel the bumps, right? Well, you get a racing stiff suspension. They handle like a dream, but they're relatively stiff cars. A lot of people buy a Camry. They've sold millions of them because they're smooth riding. They get them where they want to go. They don't break down. Now, unlike actual race cars, they don't break down. I haven't seen any problems with them. This one's 3 years old. He's had zip problems with the thing. Goes perfectly fine. For example, let's take Toyota Supra, the, in quotes, Toyota sports car, right? They only sold like 2,652 of them last year. That's not very many, right? In this case, Toyota really wasn't taking a gamble. They don't even make the cars. They're just rebranded BMWs, made by BMW. One of my customers had one, there was a recall. He had to take it to the BMW dealer because they're BMWs, they're not Toyotas, right? Toyota didn't stick their neck out and spend hundreds of millions of dollars or more designing a sports car and calling it the Supra. Instead, they just said, hey, BMW, can you make these and can you put Toyota emblems on them? We'll sell them as Toyota Supras. And look, they haven't sold that many of them. Did they lose out on anything? No. They don't even make the cars. If the BMWs break down too much, then the Supras would have a bad image for Toyota. Even though Toyota doesn't make them, they still got their name on the thing, right? Well, in this case, if they would have made a whole bunch of these, they probably wouldn't have sold them all. People who want a racing car, they're going to say, that's not a real racing car. We're not going to buy it. They'll complain the performance isn't enough, blah, 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 right? And the people who like Camrys would say, that thing rides too rough. I don't like it. It's not smooth enough. So it was a pretty smart move that they only make 6,000 of them. If you like zippy cars, you'll like this. I know a lot of young people that bought these because they like the idea of it. It's sportier. It does handle better. Now, because of the way it's set up and the exhaust system, it goes 0 to 60 a little bit faster than a regular Camry. It does it in like 5.7 seconds. And the regular Camry does it in 6.3 seconds with the V6 engine. So it's a little bit faster than the regular Camry, but no race standards. For people who want something that handles but lasts like a Camry, they made something to kind of placate the people that didn't want a conventional, boring Camry and wanted something that was a little more fun to drive around. Let's hook my computer up and see what it says. So diagnosis. No, it's only got 32,000 miles. I don't expect any codes, and as we see, we're almost done, 91%. There's no codes, which is kind of what you expect. It's a Toyota. So let's start her up. And we'll look at engine data. Remember, black is good. Got 36,177 miles, 13.7 or so. It's charging good. Now, this is Toyota's modern fuel injection system, so you can see it's got high fuel pressure. This is the new Toyota system that has dual fuel injection. They're on the intake manifold for regular fuel injectors, and they're screwed into the block for the GDI high pressure injectors. That's how they can get so much power and still get pretty good gas mileage. Of course, the 8-speed automatic transmission helps with gas mileage. It's got 8 actual gears. It's not those crazy gearless CVT transmissions. These have actual 8-speed automatic transmissions with gears, and I love them. Now, this is a zippy car, but it still gets 31 miles a gallon on the highway. So that 8-speed transmission works in conjunction with Toyota's interesting engine management system that they patent for their own cars. In this case, the D4S isn't just letters and words. It's a system that works quite well. And it's so high-tech, it can even show you the engine fuel rate. 0.2 grams per second of fuel. You get all kinds of information on the shifting system, even the automatic transmission oil temperature, which in this case is totally normal. And of course, it's got traction control. You can turn it off if you want to drive like a lunatic. Just realize if you go over a certain speed, it'll automatically turn itself back on. It's fail-safe stuff. For a spin, you can see the backup camera's wet because it's raining, but got a pretty good resolution even in the rain, so we're not going to hit these cars. And I gotta say, it bends pretty good because we're going up this hill on a curved driveway. Normally I get stuck, but in this case, no. Bends really nicely, showing you where to turn. And you can see it's got a nice red dash. It's a nice color scheme. Seat belts, you can see them better in the back. A lot of room in the back. Now as we drive around, for all intents and purposes, I'll turn the wiper off so it won't make any noise. It's a Toyota Camry. Rides like one when you're going slow, but when you want to go fast, it's going to corner tons better than a regular Camry. That's what it's set up for. But on the other hand, you go over bumps, you're going to feel a lot more. And like I said, my wife didn't like that. This is not a car for her. Then again, hey, they only make 6,000 of them every year, so they sell them all to people who want a more driver's experience out of a Camry. Here, it's a little bit louder with a freer flowing exhaust. Now we'll take it to our little drag strip in the sky here. Well, people keep coming over that hill. I gotta watch that hill. And we can check up 2 things here. We can check acceleration, and we can also check to see if the ABS system's working. And the traction control. So, here we go. I can feel use of the traction controls going on. Nice acceleration. I like the sound. I like the more wide open exhaust. I do have to say. And like I say, it's not a race car, but look, we're going 40. You want to pass somebody, we'll floor it. You can see it speeds up pretty quickly. It is a fun car to drive. It's not exactly a Camry on steroids, more a milder version of that, but it's a lot of fun to drive. And for those who like swerving around on roads and having a little fun, hey, it's a fun car to drive around. In this price range especially. You get into twisties, hey look, it's a lot of fun driving this thing around. And I like that extra noise in the exhaust too. Now I personally like the extra handling, but my wife hates it. So, if I got one of these, it'd be my car, and she'd probably drive her Lexus instead. Toyota screens, it's like they glued it on. It doesn't look like it was part of the design of the car. That 8-speed tranny, look at it. You can't even feel it shift. It is so smooth. And I do have to say, even though I've said it a few times, I like the sound. Not overly loud, a nice little throb that shows you're in a fun car to drive. I gotta say, the regular Camrys, yeah, they don't make any noise at all. In that respect, they're relatively boring, unless you want a really quiet car, but I like this. Oh man, it's just got a nice hum to it. You can ignore that little sound on the side. That's me hitting water patches on the road, make the water get in the wheel well. And of course, it's got all those modern conveniences, like here, it's got the speed limit sign. You can see it says 25 miles an hour, so you'll know how fast you're going in this case, how much over the speed limit you're probably driving. But if you're a speed demon, you're probably not gonna like this. It's gonna tell you you're speeding all the time. So there you have it. A 3-year-old Toyota Camry TRD, excellent shape. You got to see what you get if you buy one. You want a little more handling, a tiny bit more speed, a lot nicer sound. Hey, they're reasonably priced. They only sell 6,000 of them a year. If you want to get one, my advice would be get it sooner than later, because I can just about guarantee you the prices will start going up on the used ones when they stop making them, because they really don't have any problems. And they're not a real race car, but hey, they're really fun to drive around, and they're not boring like a regular Camry. Go ahead and get one now if you want comfort, nice smooth ride. No, get a regular Camry. You're actually going to pay more for the top of the line Camry than you do for the TRD. So in that case, you get what you pay for. Only in this, you get extra handling for a cheaper price. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.